headlines. Because just before we go on our customary first break, we will be taking a look at the headlines and then return to take a peep into some of them. The Tribune, that's because our first point of call this morning, they have the latest numbers as far as the COVID-19 pandemic is concerned. The numbers rather worrying, but it appears like a lot of us are just going about our businesses and not taking cognizance of what the situation is. Nigeria confirms 318 new cases of COVID-19. Total now 69,255 is on the Tribune this morning. The Tribune also has the weekly report, says Nigeria recorded more COVID-19 infections, deaths, recoveries last week. Is on the Tribune this morning. The Premium Times, they also have the latest numbers as far as the COVID is concerned, but you find that on quite a number of the dailies this morning. 2023, we did not endorse Tinubu. Council of Ulamas is on the Tribune as well this morning. New constitution, panacea to growing insecurity. Afe Babalola tells Buhari is on the Tribune as well this morning. There's some other stories to look out for this morning. The pen-pushing newspapers, they have got some headlines to look out for this morning as well. There's this very interesting headline. I'm sure we'll get to talk about this in a moment. Police remains least corrupt agency in Nigeria, says command spokesman. Is on the pen-pushing newspapers this morning. Police remains least corrupt agency in Nigeria, says command spokesman. It's right there on the pen-pushing newspapers. There's also this one. Persons living with disabilities demand slot in Governor Abiodun's cabinet. That's also on the pen-pushing newspapers this morning. Mustafa alleges Yoruba leaders concealing identities of Abiola's killers. Fingers Okwadokun as ringleader. Is also on the pen-pushing newspapers this morning. The Guardian with some headlines as well this Monday morning. Of course, a number of them talking about the by-elections that happened over the weekend in some states of the country. Why delay in defeat of Boko Haram by minister is on the Guardian this morning. There's also this other one. Why Buhari must stop borrowing of 17 trillion naira from pension funds is on the Guardian as well. FRSC to start arresting motorists making calls while driving is also on the Guardian this morning. They have the latest numbers as far as the COVID-19 is concerned. There's also a report on the Guardian talking about the presidential election that will be happening in Ghana later today. Is on quite a number of the dailies as well. What so many headlines to look out for this morning.
And on the Punch this morning, recession, experts warn state as governors justify bloated appointment. Also on the Punch, no resumption until FG pays withheld salaries. That is coming from ASU. APC wins Lagos, Imo Plateau senatorial seat. PDP clinches Cross Rivers, Bayelsa. Also on the Punch newspaper this morning, Bello condemns fresh NSAS protest. Lagos command warns organizers. Recession, experts warn state as governors justify bloated appointment. That is also on the Punch newspaper this morning.
Because the talks about the NSAS protests garnering a number of attention. I remember that before now there had been some suggestions that today, December the 7th, might see the return of the protest. Even right here in Abeokuta, you would see police presence in interesting areas
heavy
where
security presence.
Yeah, you would see somewhat heavy. You would see police presence, but because the Kogi State governor is saying it would be counterproductive to have any other protest. Now we'll take a peep into that in a moment, but we will take a very quick break and return shortly. Don't go anywhere.
When the desirable becomes unavailable, then the available becomes the desirable. Now, the desirable is here. Brought to you by Aquifer Water Technical Services. The days of installing problematic boreholes are over. Aquifer is here to make your desired dreams of installing boreholes in the most seamless, technology-facilitated way a reality. They pride themselves on high integrity and professionalism with accurate accurate and impeccable underground water survey. Their boreholes and installations are with up-to-date technology. You can also count on them to help you maintain your borehole to make it long-lasting. All their equipments are from overseas. Do you have a borehole that is giving you issues or you want to install a new borehole? Contact Aquifer Water Technical Services today at OM68, second floor, Omida Shopping Mall, opposite Omida Market. Telephone 0803-521-9273 or 0815-568-7878. Aquifer Water Technical Services. We excel in borehole technology.
ẹ̀yin náà ẹ̀rọ ká ṣiṣẹ́ lọ látàárọ̀ ká délé pé ká wò tẹ́lẹ̀ àfi wẹ́lò iná bá pín. ẹ wá máa gbọ́.
Daddy mi, wọ́n ti múná lọ. Jẹnẹrétọ̀ ò dé ṣiṣẹ́. Ẹ wọ́n kò ṣe sí o.
Ó ọkọ mi, fún mi má ti kú kẹ́. Mi ò dẹ̀ ti pa àwọn oníbàárà mi tán. Àforí láti wá nǹkan ṣe sí o.
Má jẹ́ kí wàhálà náà dìbà ìgbádùn rẹ nínú ọdún tó wọlé dé yìí. Ra Lumos Solar ní owó tí ò gani lára 19,500. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni 19,500 péré ni o. Kó o sì jẹ ìgbádùn náà ní kẹlẹlẹ nínú ọdún tó dé yìí. Àǹfààní yìí wà láti November 9 dé December 31. Yára wá mú tiẹ̀ kó tó tán.
It's end of the year massive discount offer from Avila Naturel that specializes on skincare, soap, natural products, food, tea, and supplements. Buy any of our pure organic Avila Natural product and enjoy 30% discount from 5th to 12th December 2020. What are you waiting for? Hurry now and visit any of our shops to be part of this long-awaited 30% discount. You can benefit from this friendly 30% discount at Shop 13, Victory Plaza, opposite House and Furniture, Madojutimi Abiola Way, Abeokuta. Call 0703-369-3679. Shop 5, Mercy of God Plaza, opposite Agbeloba House, Quarry, Abeokuta. 0803-736-1675. Behind Polaris Bank, Okeilewo, Abeokuta. Call 081-360-26803. Avila Natural. We care. You glow.
Thank you for staying with us. It's freshly pressed on Fresh 107.9 FM Abeokuta. This morning, we begin with this story on the Punch that has to do with the second wave of the NSAS protest. Bello condemns fresh NSAS protest. Lagos command warns organizers. The Kogi State Governor, Alhaji Yahaya Bello, has appealed to Nigerian youth to shelve any plan of embarking on another round of NSAS protest. He said such move would be premature, dangerous and counterproductive. This is just as the Lagos State Police Command on Sunday warned against any planned protest or gathering in the state. Bello, in a special broadcast to Nigerian youth on Sunday, said he was worried following intelligence reports that youth were mobilizing to resume another round of NSAS protest in some selected cities beginning from today, Monday. He said, I deem another round of NSAS protests to be premature and counterproductive at this time. Apart from the higher likelihood of conflict with the police, we must also admit that the security situation in the country is very precarious at the moment. All patriots must therefore make conscious efforts not to degrade a parlous security situation further. Nationwide protests at this time will only overburden the load-bearing capabilities of our security architecture, increasing the likelihood of total collapse. No matter the narrative, I doubt that out-of-control anarchy is an objective of the NSAS protest, Bello said. The rest of that story is on the Punch newspaper this morning. Well, considering what happened during the last protest, the end of the protest, how it all ended, or one might say that the governor is making a point here because it is a rather, some people are saying that it is a rather premature because we are yet to...
Some are even saying it might be outright wrong to try to have another wave of protests, just like you say, considering how things ended, in the first time. And very interesting points that they make. The carnage, the violence, the loss of lives, the destructions that trailed the first wave. You'd understand why anyone would warn against, another round of protests, especially considering the security situation in the country, just like Governor Bello said. But then there are also some others, when you talk to some young people, and they would say, well, at that time, when the plea was end this protest, the reason for those pleas, or the reason was simply government is listening to you, government is doing what you've asked for.
Five for five demands, and we were looking for the government to
But some would now say
things.
that some of the activities of government might not entirely suggest that they are doing well. Thank God that the police eventually withdrew that case that they instituted last week. The IG saying he didn't know about it.
But we kind of forget about the freezing of accounts. Those
are some of the issues that a number of people are talking about. But at the end of the day, some opinion leaders are quick to say there cannot be any other protest now because of what happened the last time. And then they're also saying to government, you have to show these young people more sincerity on your part.
Going back and forth.
Exactly. You have to show these young people more sincerity and show that you are really willing to listen to them and not, in the day trying to show that you are listening to them, and at night, making some other moves, appropriating and reprobating at the same time. So these are some of the things that I know what people talk about. But one thing that we could at least say is the generality of opinion from a very uncoordinated survey is that the vast majority of people look at the end of the last NSAS protest, the loss of lives, the carnage that trailed it, and they'll say, how about we hold on? Let's not have another protest at this time at all.
Okay, let's move on this morning to this other story on the Punch newspaper. Recession, experts warn state as governors justify bloated appointment. It has some riders to it. Despite recession, federal government keeps 145 aides, 43 ministers. Ayade won't sack 6,000 appointees. Government must spend more. That is coming from a commissioner in the administration. States have too many essays. Some government charter aircraft, says economist. The high cost of governance is not about to take a plunge soon, despite the nation's economy falling into recession due to the high number of political appointees at the federal and state levels with their humongous remuneration. Rather than heeding the call of experts and citizens to reduce the cost of governance by pruning down the number of political appointees, many state governors are making fresh appointments for different reasons. Cross River has over 6,000 appointees, says Ayade's aide. For instance, the special advisor on media to Governor Ben Ayade of Cross River State, Christian Ita, said the governor had over 6,000 political appointees and would not sack any of them even in the face of recession. Among the appointees are 39 commissioners, over 100 special advisors, and over 300 special assistants. There are also senior special advisors. And also another rider in that story, Abiodun appoints over 100 aides. Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun is keeping over 100 aides, including commissioners, special consultants, special advisors, senior special assistants, and special assistants. Despite the clamor for a cut down on expenses, the governor has 20 commissioners and about 60 senior special consultants, special advisors, senior special assistants, and special assistants, in addition to 28 chairmen and members of board and commissions. It was gathered that 11 aides were appointed in the Ministry of Information and Strategy alone. It was further learned that almost all the 20 ministries had at least 2 special advisors or special assistants each. When contacted, the special advisor to the governor on public communications, Remi Azan, said the state had the smallest cabinet in the country. Azan described counting of the statutory commissions and boards as part of the cabinet as unfair. Also, in that story, Ganduje has no plan to reduce aids. That is the the Kano State Governor, Abdullahi Ganduje, has no fewer than 50 political appointees, including commissioners, special advisors, and senior special advisors. There are quite a number of writers that accompany that story, and you might want to check it out on the Punch newspaper this morning. Because
the story just chronicles the situation in many states of the country. Talks about Sokoto State, 435 political appointees, according to that report. Talks about the situation in Enugu, Akwa Ibom, and a number of states. And when you look at the Ogun State situation, and then look at the comment of Mr. Miazan, who says it's the smallest cabinet. As you look at the numbers and you compare it to other states, and you say, yes, it is small. It is not a lot. But when you take as a whole the things that these economic experts are talking about because of the recession, saying that even before the recession, we've spoken about the need to reduce cost of governance. Yes. Then it's something that we need to look at. But unfortunately, in this part of the world, because of the political setup, appointments sometimes are not about do we need them or do I need them. It's about
we need to satisfy this particular region.
Exactly.
Pay political debts.
Exactly. You need to satisfy people that were there for you while you were campaigning for a position, or people that supported you while you were getting into a position. So that's what happens, especially at the state level. A lot of times, boards. This chairman of boards, members of boards. But many times it's all about.
Interestingly, you find that some of these appointees, they are not even up to the task. They don't even have an idea of what their job is all about. But they just fill others' offices.
I see the point you're making, but of course, for some of them as well, they totally understand what they're doing. They understand their jobs. But for those who they're just there to fill the offices.
Even have a counter appointment, like you have about 5 people still doing the same job, but with just different names.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to what we're talking about. It's just like you said, sometimes it's about servicing political debts. You have people that supported you, that helped you, and you want to pay them back, or you want to
give back.
And then there's also that thing about the political parties. Every ward, every area has to be taken care of.
But really, some people are saying it is time for us to change this mentality, because it is costing us a lot of money.
Of course, that's the discussion. But then, how easy would it be to change? We've spoken about this over time, cost of governance, not just at the state level, at the federal level especially. We talk about aids, for the governors, aids for the ministers, even the presidency. And then it appears like that is not entirely something. Well, it appears like the political office holders are not on the same page with these people that are saying we need to reduce these things. For example, the Senate president was saying some days back, your focus should be on what we are doing and not how much we earn. You've heard governors in time past, when questions are asked about security votes, they also have very interesting answers. You listen, so many lawmakers have said, what's your business with what we earn? It should be about, are we working? Are we doing the things that you sent us there to do? So I don't know. Yes, there appears to be an agreement as to the need to reduce cost of governance. The big question is, are the politicians on the same page with those making those calls? That has to be the big question. Well, it goes on and on. It's on the Punch this morning. Comes with the headline, recession. Experts warn states as governors justify bloated appointments. There are a number of writers to that story. There are some more stories to take a look at in a moment. We'll take a very quick break and return to take a look at some more stories. Remember, at Fresh FM Abeokuta on Twitter is where you drop your contributions this morning. If you're watching live on Facebook, feel free to drop your contributions as well. And we'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
We care, College of Health Technology. We care, College of Health Technology. Education is the best legacy. Do you want to be the best health worker in the future? Do you want to acquire the best in terms of technology? Then admission awaits you at government-approved WeCare College of Health Technology. Admission is on into School of Dental Health Sciences, School of Environmental Health Sciences, School of Public Health Nursing, School of
Health Information and Data Management. Requirement for admission, credit, and pass are 2 sittings in related science subjects to study 2 or 3 year course. Obtain your admission form at Wicare College of Health Technology, Old Ibadan, Ishagamu Road, Iperu Remo, Ogun State. Wicare College of Health Technology is affiliated to Oyo State College of Health Science, Eleyele, Ibadan. For inquiry, call 0905-711-9611, 0905-711-9611.
I think, oh, where the Lord go come from? I think, oh, I look up, I look down, I see phone for my hand, Oh yeah, Express for Express loan, na sure banker, oh,
Hard life no dey pay anybody o. That na why EcoBank land with Express Loan. Loan where everybody fit get, where they save with Express Save. Dial *326# to open your own Express Save account today on top your phone. Bang bang bang, you don't open am, no wahala. And with Express Save, you go fit get boku chance for Express Loan.
Express Save for Express loan, na sure banker, oh,
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
So, then don't that gidigba berekete for Abeokuta Ogun State. Their name na Shoba Services Nigeria Limited. They be on kata for clearing and forwarding agency to send anything to anywhere in Nigeria or to abroad. Relax, Shoba Services Nigeria Limited will help you send them to anywhere. Local and international delivery like letter, document, and parcel. Not be only this one be their job, oh. They sabi about all this one as well. Yeah, and safe ride, yeah, ticketing, insurance. Shoba Services Nigeria Limited. Go meet them for their office today.
Where they number 47 Olusegun Shoba Road, Okelewo, Abeokuta.
Their WhatsApp number be 0818-900-8976. Telephone line 0802-387-5069 and 0818-900-8912. Website www.showoba.com.ng. On social media, Showoba Services Nigeria Limited. Email sowkltd@yahoo.co.uk. Showoba Services Nigeria Limited. Let una go meet them today.
Ẹ̀yin náà ẹ̀rọ ká ṣiṣẹ́ lọ látàárọ̀ ká délé pé ká hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì àfi wẹ́lò iná bá pín. Ẹ wá máa gbọ́.
Dádì mi wọ́n ti múná lọ. Jẹnẹrétọ̀ ò dé ṣiṣẹ́. Ẹ wọ́n kò ṣe sí o.
Ó ọkọ mi, fún mi máa ti kú kẹ́. Mi ò dẹ̀ tí pa àwọn oníbàárà mi tán. Àforí láti wá nǹkan ṣe sí o.
Má jẹ́ kí wàhálà náà dìbà ìgbádùn rẹ nínú ọdún tó wọlé dé yìí. Ra Lumos Solar ní owó tí ò gani lára 19,500. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni 19,500 péré ni o. Kó o sì jẹ ìgbádùn náà ní kẹlẹlẹ nínú ọdún tó dé yìí. Àǹfààní yìí wà láti November 9 dé December 31. Yára wá mú tìyẹ kó tó tán.
Thank you for staying with us. Freshly pressed this Monday morning on Fresh 107.9 FM Abeokuta. Fresh FM Abeokuta at Fresh FM Abeokuta on Twitter. That's where you drop your contributions. If you're watching live on Facebook, do drop your contributions as well via that avenue. The Tribune, they have the latest numbers as reported by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. Nigeria confirms 318 new cases of COVID. Total now 69,255. Is on the Tribune this morning. Lagos had the highest of those new cases with 104. Kaduna had 59. FCT had 50. Rivers 17. Ogun 16. Kano and Nasarawa had 14 each. Akwa Ibom and Katsina rather, they had 10 each. Edo had 7. Oyo, Sokoto 5 each. Plateau 4. Taraba 3. 69,255. That's the total confirmed cases so far. Although 64,774 people have recovered, sadly, there's been 1,180 people who have died of the virus in the country. That's the same number as the previous day. Because Friday, there was one more death. That brought the total number to 1,180. So there were no new deaths in the last 24 hours, at least according to the NCDC. Because the active cases also something that I know people are paying attention to. You get all the information you need is on the Tribune. There's also the COVID-19 dedicated website of the NCDC, covid19.ncdc.gov.ng. Gives you all that information as well. The Tribune has this report about what the last week looked like as far as COVID-19 is concerned. It says Nigeria recorded more COVID-19 infections, deaths, recoveries last week. That's according to the Tribune. They say that 1,607 new confirmed cases last week is higher than those recorded in the previous week, beg your pardon, which is 1,102. They said last week marked the 49th week since the pandemic began in February, and there were a lot of samples that were tested, and at least that report gives the breakdown of what the situation was last week, and they're saying that there were more infections, more deaths, and recoveries last week. Unfortunately, while we talk about this rise in numbers, or I don't even know whether to call it a resurgence, because there are some other days where you have fewer number of cases.
That's right.
But then there's been like 3 days now.
These days, whenever the NCDC tweet just pop up on my phone, I just see 300 and something, I'll be like, oh, my heart just skips. Like, it's getting more numbers on a daily, and it is really, really worrying.
What is more worrying is should I say the
attitude?
The attitude, exactly. It appears like we've all relaxed. It appears like we've all thrown caution to the wind. You can count the number of face masks you see around now. You can count the number of places you go to now where they are obeying physical distancing. You can count the number of places you go to where people are, washing their hands and all of that.
It's barely a weekend without parties, weddings, all the carryover weddings. People are really having it now, and with no adherence to any of the COVID-19 protocol, no means of washing hands, no face masks. Social distancing is been
thrown out the window. And some would say that it tells us why the numbers might be going up and all, and then coupled with the fact that air travels are resumed. Just over the weekend, the Lagos State government were talking about some people who try to avoid COVID-19 tests, and they're saying that there might be punishments for them. Well, at the end of the day, we can only end these talks about COVID-19 by pleading, and reminding people of the need to obey these measures, wearing your face mask in public, washing your hands with soap and water, and more importantly, obeying physical distancing rules. And
the reminder that nobody is immune to this COVID-19. It can affect anybody,
just anybody,
irrespective of your age or your color or anything. So you have to be very, very careful.
Nigeria recorded more COVID-19 infections, deaths, recoveries last week, is on the Tribune. They also say Nigeria confirms 318 new cases of COVID. Total now 69,255 is also on the Tribune. The Guardian has his report about security. Says why delay in defeat of Boko Haram by minister. Comes to the rider. Says COVID-19 pandemic worsens insecurity. Minister of Defense Major General Bashir Magashi, retired, has said lack of sophisticated modern weapons are impeding Nigeria's successful fight against terrorism and conduct of other military operations nationwide. He said that he claimed that some world powers were refusing to sell arms to the most populous black nation. Magashi, who spoke while commissioning the new office complex of the Defense Research and Intelligence Bureau at the weekend in Abuja, stressed the need for Nigeria to ramp up domestic armament to check dependence on imported arsenal. His words, I quote, "The current threats to Nigeria's national security have clearly shown the need for armed forces to be highly innovative and self-reliant in the production of unique military hardware. This development calls for self-appraisal, innovation, and determination to indigenously produce our military requirements. Most armed forces that have attained self-reliance in equipment and platforms were once faced by similar challenges. Therefore, we need to involve a new concept of made in Nigeria for our military equipment and platforms." The minister continued, "The Bureau has shown capacity to generate technological solutions of sufficient quantity through collaborative research such that our forces will be able to confront several operational challenges." It goes on and on. The Major General Magashi went on to say that the COVID-19 pandemic has worsened the security crisis, adding that it will take a long time to successfully address the development. The rest of that is on The Guardian this morning. Why delay in defeat of Boko Haram by minister? Says COVID-19 pandemic worsens insecurity. Because the military, they've had a lot of questions to answer in the last couple of days because, especially after what happened in Borno State, many people questioning whether, that claim that the Boko Haram insurgents are being degraded or have been technically defeated,
they've been weakened,
is really a genuine claim. And as far as some of these things that we talk about, it appears like things that we refuse to take care of over time have come to haunt us. Some people talk about insecurity and talk about education especially in the northern part of the country. We talk about poverty, talk about how we fail to address some of these issues, and how it has become so easy for some of these uneducated young people to be easy recruits for insurgents. And then, over time, we fail to pay attention to developing our military's capacity to also make their own weapons, be able to develop their own weapons and ammunition. Unfortunately, that's something that we're suffering from now, because this claim that some countries are not selling things to us is something that the Minister of Information has also said. Unfortunately, we're at the mercy of these countries because we can't make these things ourselves. And just like I said, some of these things that we fail to do over time have just come back to haunt us. Why delay in defeat of Boko Haram by Minister is on The Guardian this morning.
And on the Punch this morning, there's this story: compel National Assembly to impeach Buhari. PDP reps urge Nigerians. The People's Democratic Party caucus in the House of Reps has called on Nigerians to compel their reps in the National Assembly to immediately commence impeachment proceedings against President Muhammadu Buhari for gross incompetence and persistent and continuous breach of Section 14, subsection 2, Part B of the 1999 Constitution. The section partly reads, "The security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government." The caucus also called on members of the Federal Executive Council to invoke the provisions of Section 144, subsection 1 of the Constitution by declaring that Buhari was incapable of discharging the functions of the office of President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Leader of the PDP caucus, Kingsley Chinda, in a statement in Abuja on Saturday titled "PDP Caucus Mourns," says Nigeria's saddled with the circus, said it was disheartening to the caucus that the president had failed to lead Nigerians from the front as he promised. That is on the Punch newspaper this morning. Compel National Assembly to impeach Buhari. PDP reps urge Nigerians.
Unfortunately, anything that comes up from that and from the People's Democratic Party, a number of people will say it is political. They are the opposition party. But, sometimes some would also say, how about you take the message and not the messenger? Look at the message. Does it make sense? Is it apt at this time?
But some have said that instead of releasing statements like this, why not just channel that same energy into advising the person or the party in power? This is what you should do. Like we have in other countries, we see opposition parties giving advices to those in office. And the question, when you say other countries, advanced countries, there's also the word we use in this part. We say Sena climbs. We tend to use those words a lot, but we know what our politics is like. We know what our political terrain has always been like. Whatever statement is made has some cynicism in it. Everyone is making a statement for their own sake. But then, once or twice we've had, the opposition party come out to say, this is what you're doing. How about you do it this way? Once or twice. But another angle to it is, even if they come out to give the advice, will the person in power
listen to them?
That's a very
interesting angle as well.
Later they might claim that we're the ones who gave you the advice to do this, and they might lay claim to that.
It's not just our way. Opposition parties will most likely not come out to give advice to the party in power. The question is, do they really have answers to these questions as well? That's a big question. But as far as this call for Nigerians to compel the assembly to impeach President Buhari, it's a very interesting one. It's on the Punch this morning. Because the Punch also has this one: no resumption until federal government pays withheld salaries. That's according to the Academic Staff Union of University. Because from what we hear, what the minister said a couple of days back was they've already made they will start making arrangements for those salaries to be paid. But as we are saying, there will be no resumption until federal government pays without salaries. It's on the Punch. It's on some of the other dailies as well this morning. We'll take a very quick pause and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Avila Natural ògbóǹtarìgì nípa ṣíṣe oríṣiríṣi èròjà aṣaralóore ọṣẹ ìwẹ̀ lónìrànràn àwọn oúnjẹ ilé-èròjà pípé onírúurú tíì pẹ̀lú supplement. Avila Natural òdúniwá a kì í ṣàìmọ̀ fólóko oríṣiríṣi èròjà aṣaralóore amárajọlọ̀ tá a múni dùn wò ló ti lè ṣe Avila Natural jáde. ìfàrẹ́ ìròyà 30% discount ọjọ́ karùn-ún sí ọjọ́ kejìlá oṣù yìí lórí ìkéyìí ọjà tẹ́ ẹ bá rà lọ́dọ̀ Avila Natural kílẹ̀ ń dúró dè ẹ tètè lọ jẹ̀fà yìí láwọn ṣọ́ọ̀bù wa bíi shop 13 Victory Plaza ládojúkọ Azan Furniture Mádojútìmí Abiola Way Abẹ́òkúta 0703369.
When the desirable becomes unavailable, then the available becomes the desirable. Now, the desirable is here. Brought to you by Aquifer Water Technical Services. The days of installing problematic boreholes are over. Aquifer is here to make your desired dreams of installing boreholes in the most seamless, technology-facilitated way a reality. They pride themselves on high integrity and professionalism with accurate and impeccable underground water survey. Their boreholes and installations are with up-to-date technology. You can also count on them to help you maintain your borehole to make it long-lasting. All their equipments are from overseas. Do you have a borehole that is giving you issues or you want to install a new borehole? Contact Aquifer Water Technical Services today at OM68, second floor, Omida Shopping Mall, opposite Omida Market. Telephone 0803-521-9273 or 0815-568-7878. Aquifer Water Technical Services. We excel in borehole technology.
ẹ̀yin náà ẹ̀rọ ká ṣiṣẹ́ lọ látàárọ̀ ká délé pé ká wò tẹ́lẹ̀ àfi wẹ́lò iná bá pín. ẹ wà máa gbọ́.
dádì mi wọ́n ti múná lọ jẹnẹrétọ̀ ò dé ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ wá kó ṣe sí o.
ọkọ mi fún mi má ti kú kẹ mi ò dẹ̀ ti pa àwọn oníbàárà mi tán àforí láti wá nǹkan ṣe sí o.
má jẹ́ kí wàhálà náà dìbà ìgbádùn rẹ nínú ọdún tó wọlé dé yìí ra Lumos Solar ní owó tí ò gani lára 19,500 bẹ́ẹ̀ ni 19,500 péré ni o kó o sì jẹ ìgbádùn náà ní kẹlẹlẹ nínú ọdún tó dé yìí àǹfààní yìí wà láti November 9 dé December 31 yára wá mú tiẹ̀ kó tó tán.
I dey think, oh, where the load go come from? I dey think, oh, I look up, I look down, I see phone for my hand, eh? Oh yeah. Express for express load, na shop banka, oh, eh.
Hard life no dey pay anybody o. That na why EcoBank land with Express Loan wey everybody fit get wey dey save with Express Save. Dial *326# to open your own Express Save account today on top your phone. Kpang, you don open am. No wahala. And with Express Save, you go fit get boku chance for Express Loan.
Express Save for express loan, na sure banka, oh, eh.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Avila Natural ògbóǹtarìgì nípa ṣíṣe oríṣiríṣi èròjà aṣaralóore ọṣẹ ìwẹ̀ lónìrànràn àwọn oúnjẹ ilé-èròjà pípé onírúurú tíì pẹ̀lú supplement. Avila Natural òdúniwá a kì í ṣàìmọ̀ fólóko oríṣiríṣi èròjà aṣaralóore amárajọlọ̀ tá a múni dùn wò ló ti lè ṣe Avila Natural jáde. ìfàrẹ́ ìròyà 30% discount ọjọ́ karùn-ún sí ọjọ́ kejìlá oṣù yìí lórí ìkéyìí ọjà tẹ́ ẹ bá rà lọ́dọ̀ Avila Natural kílẹ̀ ń dúró dè ẹ tètè lọ jẹ̀fà yìí láwọn ṣọ́ọ̀bù wa bíi shop 13 Victory Plaza ládojúkọ Azan Furniture Mádojútìmí Abiola Way Abẹ́òkúta 07033693679. Shop 5 Mercy of God Plaza ládojúkọ Àgbẹ̀lọ́ba House Quarry Abẹ́òkúta ẹ pè 08037361675. lẹ́yìn Polaris Bank Òkè Ìléwọ́ ẹ pè 081-360-26803. Avila Natural àṣírí ìlera.
Thank you for staying with us this Monday morning. Freshly pressed on Fresh 107.9 FM Abeokuta. Just before we get to talk to you this morning, people living with disability demand slot in Governor Abiodun's cabinet is on the Pembrokeshire newspapers this morning. There's this other one. Police remains least corrupt government agency. That's on the Pembrokeshire newspapers as well. That's according to the spokesperson of the police force here in Ogun State, Abibola Ayemi. According to him, he says that the police is the least corrupt agency in Nigeria, contrary to insinuations that the organization is enmeshed in various corrupt practices and other vices in the society. Oyemi made the declaration on Sunday while delivering a paper of security at the 29th anniversary of Prestige newspapers held at the Wairoyin Press Center. In his words, police is the least corrupt agency in Nigeria. Police are magnanimous, and we should rise up to support police for betterment of the society. We should all stop paying lip service to security. I'm repeating, police are the least corrupt agency. Well, he says. Well, you can find the rest of it on the pen pushing newspapers. Interesting opinion, of course, not entirely surprising. But then we've seen a number of reports that talk about agencies with the highest rate of corruption, and we know the number the police is always in, as far as those reports are concerned. But you know,
just leave it like that.
It's on the pen pushing newspapers this morning. Let's get to hear from you on the program this morning.
The number to call is 0815-432-1079, 0818-111-1079, 0815-432-1079, or 0818-111-1079.
Those are the numbers to call at Fresh FM Abeokuta on Twitter. That's how you get your thoughts across to us as well. Hello, good morning to you. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so with my name.
You're calling from where?
I'm calling from Iriakari.
All right, talk to us.
On the issue of the budget, of the overfloating agencies, there's nothing yet. That is the reason. You see the federal government, since 2015, they cannot complete any road. They cannot. Even look at the one in the state this time here. The one from Alabe, the Lagos to Abeokuta, and that Lagos to the Lagos to Chagamu and Ogido. Since 2017, they continue awarding every week new contract. They want none. Since 2000, even the one you elected,
so your point is point is a lot of funds can be freed up by reducing.
No funding. If you even 80% every time, you are talking of overfloating. What's called the agencies and 800 agencies.
Hello. All right. Hello. Oh, okay. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Sorry about that. Yeah, Mr. Kade. Yes, talk to us.
Good morning, dear sister there. Let me say this. Police telling me that is the least corrupt agency in Nigeria. I would think that probably in their department, most of their, majorly now they are majored in drama or whatever.
You don't agree?
I'm not agreeing with that at all.
Okay.
Let them awaken the potential in them to do good. That's exactly what we are talking about. That's the reason for the answers. So you're part of it. Then on ASU to FGA, you see, once beaten, twice shy. When you are not ready to probably pay attention to some MOUs, MOA, whatever, and you are now asking them to go to classroom, I don't think it will work. Let them pay their salaries as at when they have those on hold, and as at when they probably at the end of the day go back to classrooms. Then cutting cost of governance. I think aptitude tests must be conducted on whoever might have probably canvassed for votes for any governor, so that we'll be able to know how to tailor our cost.
All right, Mr. Kaido. Hello, good morning. All right. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Yes, good morning.
Calling from Oban Toko. Honestly, for fact, I don't want to advise my people, that is the Nigerian police. It is all about we will not tolerate, we will not. In every way, in any part of the world, people can go out on peaceful protest. The thing that the police should be doing, that they should ensure that hoodlums do not hijack the process. That is what we are saying. Look at it, just last week in France, they should go and get their cane shield. All right, now maybe there is no more cane shield in the armory of the police.
Hello? Okay, we lost that call.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, my dear sister.
Good morning to you.
I am Wahid. I'm calling from Abeokuta. Number one, whoever in support of any protest at this moment of our country, I don't want to say that person or group of people are enemy of this country. I don't want to say so. We need to be very careful. And as a matter of fact, if they want to protest at all in any part of the country, they should face whoever they are agitated with. If they are agitated with police, they should go to national office of the police, national headquarters of police at at Louis Ediet office in Abuja or their state command. They should not disturb the free movement or free flow of traffic or people at this present moment. The things are not easy for our people, and our movement should not be restricted this time around. That is number one. Number two, I want to agree with the paper that said our governor in this recession should watch it. This has been agitating my mind quite for some time now. The level and the rate at which our governors are appointing people. It is important that whatever they are telling us, they should also practice it. If they are saying we should tighten our belt, they should also tighten their own belt too. They should not be appointing people in the name of politics, in the name of 2023. They should remember that we appointed them, and whatever we think they should do, they should align with us.
Right,
it is important.
All right.
Thank you. Good morning.
Right. Good morning to you. Hello.
Yeah,
good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, you have Solomon on the line.
Good morning.
And the last caller, God bless you. Look, nobody said they should not protest. And I said it in the last protest. Change your strategy. That is, see now, some people that have been in the protest, in the next 10 years, debt that they are putting them to, I don't think they will come out of it. Look, there your whole life. Stop. That is where my own life began. And I've said this time without number. Nobody said I should not protest. Please don't block road. If you don't have somewhere to go, Solomon, I have somewhere to go. Nobody is saying me. Look at they are complaining about their salary. That's the fact that they are not working. Nobody is saying them. They should not block road. They should allow people to go. If they want to protest, let them protest. No problem about it. I think it's not for Solomon. Is it boring that it's happening?
All right, Mr. Solomon. Okay, I think even he made his point already. 0815-432-1079, 0818111-1079. I'll get back to the phone lines in a moment. There's some thoughts from you on Twitter at Fresh FM Abeokuta this morning.
Reverend Zachariah Olubayo says, good morning, Nigerians. PNB needs to prove PDP wrong on impeachment message through good governance. Life is somehow hard in Nigeria.
Is it somehow?
Life is hard.
Is it? But, well...
Aregbeshola Olorunbe says, good morning. The recession that the country is going through is self-inflicted. If you compare the size of Nigeria to the United States of America, we shall discover that our government is recklessly extravagant when it comes to political appointments.
Akrede Camille says, I wonder when holding public offices... I wonder when holding people in public offices accountable became a crime. This is autocracy, not democracy. I thought appealing to the reasoning of the youths this time is more fundamental than appealing to their emotions. Our leaders can make a broadcast to threaten the youths, but can't make a broadcast to give details about governance, he says. That's Akrede Camille. Shegun Bogi says, last weekend by elections across the country is a clear indication that we youths are not ready to take over leadership of this country anytime soon. Unless we're ready to be politically responsible and committed, we'll continue to be treated as slaves, he says. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Okay, do try to call us back. Remember, if you're watching live on Facebook as well, you can drop your contributions via that avenue. But De Akibo says, making political appointments that has no knowledge of what people are going through. We will not hear owing this one's salaries, but people who are working for the money will not be paid their entitlement after working for 35 good hard-working years. 6 good years, even some are more. He says cement is now 3,500. God is the rightful judge. Those who religiously voted into power usually bring disappointment. It says there is God. All right, that's on Facebook. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Wale.
Good morning.
Taufik Olajide, I'm calling from Madigo this morning.
Good morning, Mr. Olajide.
Yes, my own discussion this morning is going to be on the issue of this NSAS protest coming up again. You see, in my own opinion, we are all praying for peace in this country. But that peace should not be the peace of the graveyard. We are going to have peace. Let it be a peace indeed. The injustice of this government to the protector of NSAS, Nigerians are not talking about it, and it's very unfortunate. You see, when you don't address the injustice and you are telling these people not to go on strike, it's unfair. It's really unfair. We can't get anywhere with this kind of attitude.
Okay.
I've listened to so many people call on this program. I'm not advocating for people to destroy the peace of this country, but injustice must be addressed.
All right, Mr. Ajido.
Nigerian families are claiming they didn't shoot, and we keep seeing evidences of those people who were shot. And nobody is doing anything about it because the Lagos government says they are going to be giving all the bodies 10 million.
I'm going to have to let you go because we get your point already because of our time. I'm going to have to let you go. I know you could go on and on. Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume on your radio. Yes, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Paul Udi. I'm calling from Abeokuta. If it's a democracy, people should come out and protest when they see that things are not going well in the country. And in this country, as far as I'm concerned, things are not going well at all. In terms of elections, however, I really truly wonder, where were all those youths that protest during the NSAS protest? Where were they when the election was going on, when by-election was going on Saturday?
Remember one of the things that was discussed during NSAS is that many of these young people didn't have PVCs and they were saying they will get it ahead of 2023. Maybe they still haven't gotten them.
It is disappointing. It means they are truly lazy. That is what it means. They are truly lazy. If by now they did not get their PVC and they don't want to come out and vote, how will you now change the government? Are you going to change the government by riot?
Anyway.
Concerning the number of government appointees, it's not enough. People are hungry. Let them get on board to share the cake. Let them employ more of them. After all, they are just working doing nothing.
All right. That's very interesting. But as you know, because just like one of the comments on Twitter said about young people and the election, and I know that during NSAS, a lot of people said young people, many of them don't have PVCs. They should get them to complete. And INEC hasn't started, so registration of voters again. I think they said it will start in the first quarter of 2021. Anyway, that has to be our cue this morning. Honorable Ademola Vanguard says peaceful protest is an inalienable right of every free citizen under a democratic government. However, judging from the unfortunate carnage that followed the last protest, it will be expedient for the organizers to consider another avenue to vent their grievances at this precarious time. All right. Thank you very much. That's the program this morning. Thank you for your contributions. Quite a number of them we didn't take, but we're out of time. Wale Bakare is my name. Enjoy your Monday. Have a blessed week.
My name is Omoyemi Adesui. Enjoy the rest of your day.
From the rock city of Nigeria. Rock city of Nigeria. This is Fresh 107.9.